So all of you guys absolutely loved my last video when I kind of went in on the devs and kind of gave a passionate rant about Call of Dragons and the position is in. And I want to say thank you to all of the kind words from you guys because I saw all of the comments, even though there was a few haters in there and I know who you guys are. So you might think you're sneaky like me, but I have inside sources showcasing who you guys really are. So don't think you are hiding from the truth. But what we're going to do today is poke the bear a little bit more and showcase an honest review on the condition of Call of Dragons. People can see the title is Call of Dragons dying in 2024, and I do want to say it is. It is definitely dying, if not on its last legs, and this dev team really needs to wake up and listen to its community and the fan base that are part of it. And the way we're going to do this is easy. We're going to break down some stuff. We're going to break down the internet Google trends for Call of Dragons and then even go onto YouTube and compare the games. Because one thing that a lot of players don't realize is a game's success is realistically correlated to how successful it is on YouTube, on social media, and anything like that. It's kind of the world we live in. So if you're looking at games like Rise of Kingdoms and you're seeing 50,000 views, you know it's doing good because people are obviously playing the game and wanting to watch that type of content. But when you're looking at Call of Dragons and you're looking at that content, it's not hitting nowhere near the same. It does paint a picture of where this game is at. So if you want to follow along here, by the way, click on the little link now in the description down below. You can actually join on the Google Trends with me. And what we're going to do is simply start off with Call of Dragons. We're going to search Call of Dragons and we hit the explore button. It's going to pop up, depending where you live, your location. So you can see in the United Kingdom today, no one's bothered to search for it because no one cares in the United Kingdom about this game. But what we're going to do is hit the worldwide. So this is everyone in Google, no matter where you are, searching for this. And you can see in the past day, it's been dire. We had one really big click at one point, but apart from that, nothing major. If you go in the past 12 months, you're going to see a graph which kind of looks promising. You might be like, yeah, this looks not too bad. But this is because the graph is inflated again for only 1 year. And if we compare this to another game, just like Whiteout Survival, you're going to notice a really sad story. So this is the differences over 1 year, just the last year between Call of Dragons and Whiteout Survival, which is a 4X city building simulator game on the Google Store and iOS. So technically it is a direct competitor to Rise of Kingdoms and Call of Dragons. And the crazy thing is when we look at it in this last year, Whiteout Survival is doing absolute monster work. And if we remove Whiteout Survival and bring back Call of Dragons and we now proceed to the last 5 years, because we only can do this to showcase the last 2 years of the game development, because that's how long it's been out, you can see how many people are looking at it again. And the thing is, when we scroll down, you can see the countries like Cuba, China, Vietnam, Philippines, and Singapore. That is scary. If we look at Canada or the United States, it only has a 24 search interest. And this is a massive, large market that the game is just not hitting. You can see it's clearly here in China and a little bit in the Russian side, but it is more in the Asian area that you're gaining all of these views. So what does this mean? Does this mean the game is growing or does this mean the game is decreasing? So you can actually use this Google trend again to kind of estimate if the game is growing or not, because you can draw some really funky lines on here. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to draw some lines for you guys. I'm going to use the live draw feature since you guys really enjoy that. And you can see we're going to start from the beginning. We're going to start, honestly, from the beginning. So over here, we're on the 7th of August. This is when people found out interest about Call of Dragons. This could have been through posts, Facebook, you name it, you've got it, right? So we're going to click here, draw our line, and boom. That is the initial hype. Everyone is that hyped about Call of Dragons, which is kind of sad. I'm going to be honest, kind of sad. But now we have the launch of Call of Dragons, and as expected, it is a success. Everyone is playing Call of Dragons for an entire week, but in the later stages of that, you can now see it plummets all the way down. And you can see, even if we just put it to the second highest point here and then drop it down a little bit further, not even that, will be nice. It goes absolutely horrible, because from this point now to this point, you can see a clear decline, right? So this is almost like a statistical graph showcasing players' interest and just players on Call of Dragons. And the thing is, if there was a lot of players and a lot of player interest on Call of Dragons, this would be a lot higher. This would be much, much higher. And again, if I go and type in and compare the one and only Whiteout Survival, which is its competitor at this time, currently, you're going to see a very scary difference here. So if we get rid of my little graph here, boom, 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 you'll notice this line again. Look at this. This is when it just gets noticed. So it gets a little bit of interest and then it plateaus out. So people know about Whiteout Survival, but they've not played it. If you've noticed, this is higher already than the other section that Call of Dragons has. And you can see this again from this little green bar. And if we pull it all the way across, you can see it's not even intersecting higher, right? It's intersecting lower than it did for Whiteout Survival. So now if we go and carry on the Whiteout Survival's lifespan, which is terrifying to see, but if you do check this out, we're going to have a crazy increase to a kind of like plateau. It's not a massive increase and it's not fully out, to another big spike. And if we draw the line from here to here, it's just increasing, guys. Even though the retention is going below the line there, all that is telling you is players are quitting the game, but they're joining back just as quick, because this is increasing and not plateauing or declining. So it's very interesting to see when you look at Call of Dragons and you compare this game to a game like Whiteout Survival. And the thing is, again, if I remove Whiteout Survival, I could showcase another game called Age of Titans. And Age of Titans is very similar to this game. And you'll notice a very sad and scary, almost replica type of graph. Like, what is that? What is that? And if we go into the last 1 year, by the way, this is what it looks like. And the thing is, what's scary, Call of Dragons looks like it's on the same projection. People are just not interested in this game, and people are not searching for it. It is very, very upsetting. The thing is, we're going to continue, and we're going to go to YouTube now. So if we go to YouTube and follow on the data, YouTube, again, is a really good prime example of people wanting to look at stuff. If you look at just gaming in general, you can see here all the people that are posting gaming stuff. You could also, if you really wanted to, hit the YouTube button at the very top corner there, right? And you can discover stuff if you wanted to, right? You can discover all types of different content for Call of Dragons. But if we look at some of the bigger content creators, like Chisgol, for example, Chisgol does showcase the pure difference of views when it comes to Call of Dragons content to Rise of Kingdoms. Because we know the main man himself, we can see him, right? Rise of Kingdoms, doing great. 15,000, 29,000 views there we've got on some videos. You know, really good. 39,000, great. Absolutely mammoth. But now let's look at the Call of Dragons comparison. We get 5,000 views, 4.3k views. This is his highest one at 3 weeks ago, and this is 3 weeks worth of views at 8.1k. You got one at 4 weeks ago at 4.6k. If we keep going further and further down, you got 4.9k, and it tells a story, right? You can see how the viewership demand for Call of Dragons is not there compared to Rise of Kingdoms. And the thing is, I think Chisgall himself made a really good point on this topic when you watch one of his videos when it says, is this the end of Rise of Kingdoms? Because the thing is, he mentions the fact that with Call of Dragons being almost like a cloned version of Rise of Kingdoms, why would people want to invest into Call of Dragons knowing how much money they've already invested into Rise of Kingdoms? It's just impossible. You've already taken the money from people. They're not going to be able to do it again a second rodeo. So I think it's catching up. I think Call of Dragons is starting to get caught up to where it currently is. And yeah, Call of Dragons is sadly dying. How can we fix it? Who knows? I might make a video following up my suggestions on what I would do to fix Call of Dragons and make an actual good mobile game that players would enjoy and want to keep playing and invest in and make an actual really, really good mobile community, right? So if you guys have enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Smash like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys, and peace out.